I never really chose to be an artist. It was just something that was obvious to me. It's just something I've been actually even trying to get away from. Like, I've been trying to choose other ways in life and like study different things, but somehow I just kept coming back to making art as the most natural way of me being in the world, I guess. I'm not sure how the motivation starts or where it comes from. It's this natural drive for me. In Iran we have this thing called mehmuni, where like we all gather and we eat dinner together and blah blah blah, and then after food all the adults sit around in the living room, and there's this space in the middle, and they drink tea, and they always force the children to dance for them or like do whatever, like sing, and they all clap. And that was like my calling. Even from a young age, I was always the kid in the middle of the ring dancing. Sometimes I describe it almost as a monster that I have to kill before it kills me.
I'd rather be this than that. 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 I'd rather be gone than back. I'd rather be this than that. I'd rather be this than that. I'd rather be this than that. I'd rather be gone than back.
My music is a reflection of my character in life. I'm a atheist kid in a Muslim family in a Christian town. All my, like, from young age in the school years, I had conflicts everywhere. In my home, in my school, with my friends, in society in general. I never really wanted to cause any trouble, but I couldn't find the right way for me to exist. So that created all these conflict around me, I guess. I mean, motivation is kind of a positive word, but I didn't really find it as something positive. It was more like this pain that I had to deal with, and I couldn't find a way to deal with it except to create the space for myself where I could just say what I wanted and do what I wanted, and that music became kind of like the sanctuary of the safe space where I didn't need to have a conflict.
That's the only way I go. Always on the low, got no job, got no home, got no borders, no control, rolling lower than my cash flow. Black on black on black, loveless days go back to back. When life is cheap, death is free. What's the price for girls like me, huh? Since I was 13, all I've done is scream. I've been calling mama, crying on her answering machine. What does money mean when you got suicidal dreams? Cause where I come from, we live and die by the bomb.
I guess I've always felt kind of rootless, because even going a lot to Iran, I can feel rooted in a way, but then not in another way. And then in Sweden, I can feel rooted in one way, but missing the other part. So I guess I'm still searching for some kind of way to be able to root. And I want to believe that there is a place for me where I can feel that I do belong, but I haven't found that yet. I would say that growing up in Sweden, like, I'm born in Sweden, so the question of racism is closer to my own experience than the women's right movement in Iran, because I'm not a woman living in Iran. I don't know really how that is, even if I know a lot of people who told me about it. I'm still trying to work from my own experience rather than trying to speak for someone else. it's important for me to use all of the cultures that influence me, because it's interesting to me to dig in my own sphere when I make art. Having two cultures, if you would say, even though I think I probably have more because I'm really influenced by American culture, or like, you know, there's so many things that influence us in the sense of being. But being from two backgrounds, if you would say, for a lot of years that was something that I was trying to hide, my Persian background. Like I would flatten my hair and wear really tight jeans so my ass would look really tight, and like even after breaking free from trying to fit in, and I went into punk music, even that's really white, the whole punk scene. So I was still trying to like strip everything Iranian about myself away. And there came a switch in my life where I started to embrace this, and I realized that this is a source of so much richness. It's almost like, you know, you're trying to create something from things in this drawer, and then you realize there's one more drawer, and there's a whole new language that you can understand, and there's like all these references that you can understand that other people can't. And so instead of like fighting it and trying to close this door, I opened it up and I started identifying myself with this culture that was always a part of me, but it wasn't welcomed into my life until I opened that door, you know?
I'm a beauty and a beast, a disease from Middle East. I'm your Judas, I'm your priest, live my life like a feast. Space is my nationality, you're trying to build up walls, I'ma climb them like a tree. All that ABC's like an STD, you wanna teach me how to speak? Rules are antique, I'ma stick to my melody. My words don't need no dictionary, way too big to fit a category. I am what I do and I do.
I think art is a political tool, and I think even if you choose to not speak about something, it's still a political statement. And it's like journalism, or like all these instances in a society. They're all a part of a political system, and art has this assignment to reflect society or question society or escape from society. But whatever it is, it's a political statement. I don't mean that all artists have to be politically motivated, but I think that you should be aware that it does have a political meaning.
With a mouth full of shit and a stolen tongue, I be running past the square of your king's lungs, howling at the beat of a vicious drum. Yeah, the lens make us all look dumb. Diddy-dum, got a black hair like a heavy crown, trying to get me on, but I'm off the ground. Call me baby, can you catch my sound? What am I? Call me black, call me white. Is it green? Is it brown? Nader Ismail is the way that you can say as you please. The language that I speak is internationally. I move as I breathe, I lick the dirt at my feet. I was a nice, good girl, haters made me a cheat.
You know, I'm not a refugee. I was born in Sweden, and the song Refugee is more about me being everything that I'm not, or me being all these stereotypes of what people think that I am. That's why I'm saying I'm a refugee, and everything that means. I think the word means different things to different people. To me, the word is such a vulnerable word. Being a refugee is the most vulnerable thing that you could be. But in the media and in the political debate, I feel like the word has lost its weight, and it's just this thing that we call people that we don't know where to place them. So we just call them something, and we group them into this thing and kind of dehumanize them.
I'ma steal your cheese while you
I believe in the movement of, you know, crushing patriarchy, and I do believe in you know, fighting racism and all these like right wing winds that are blowing through the world right now. I believe that we can stand up to it. I believe that we can organize, and I wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't believe it. And going around the world, meeting people like you and being at places like this, that's what makes that true to me, because I see it with my own eyes. I know that we do exist and that we do fight, and we are more than them. So I would say I'm positive. It's a good day today.